Hey, and welcome to the Vergecast for the week of December 5th, 2011. I'm Josh Topolsky.
I'm Paul Miller.
No, wrong Miller.
That's not right.
Is that your brother?
You're Ross. You're Paul Miller's little brother, Ross.
Sorry. Let me try again. I'm Ross Miller.
I'm Nilay Patel.
And we're back. Paul Miller actually will be on.
Yeah.
He's going to be on.
We just swapped Millers.
He just isn't on right now.
Yeah. The Miller Minute.
Anyhow,
it was an accident.
we're back on the
We got the wrong
Vergecast and big week.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Was it a big week?
The droid Xyboard was announced.
That's
Two
true.
Xyboards.
I rose the week of the Xyboard. And when you think about it, that's pretty significant.
That's really all that matters.
That's pretty important. Anyhow, but we're back to talk about the week in technology and consumer electronics, and
Whatever Ross.
I don't know. Ross just, as I said that, Ross just raised his eyebrows like suggestively.
I'm getting excited.
towards me.
Tell me more.
Yeah. So anyhow, we're back, and we're going to discuss what's been happening.
Kind of a lot going on, but it's also one of those.
Not really.
Like CES is coming in a month.
CES is bearing down on us like your tax return.
Yeah.
It is. CES in many ways is it's inevitable.
Yeah. It's coming.
You're gonna have to do it.
Yeah.
Unless you live in some sort of European, socialized where they're just taking taxes left, right, and center.
Yeah. They're just doing whatever they want.
Just doing whatever they want with your taxes. Am I right? Am I right, Paul?
Building roads.
Paul's
building
nodding.
schools.
Paul's nodding off camera. Yeah, building schools, building roads. How dare they? But listen, anyhow, it's not about socialism, which we talk about every single podcast. It's about we should just talk about technology.
Jump into it. Mm-hmm. So Ross, why have you removed Paul?
Mistaken identity, actually. No, I'm here this week to talk about the Xbox Live dashboard that went out this week.
This was like a really big update. From what I can tell. I played with it for a couple minutes.
So it's the second visual refreshment. The first one wasn't at launch, it was Blades. Mm-hmm. Then the new Xbox experience. And now this...
The Nixie.
Yeah, Nixie.
Yeah.
This is like Nixie 3.
Yeah, it's like new Nixie.
New Nixie. It's like, it really is like, it's a time of new newness.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right, with Twitter, which we'll talk about later, I assume.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry. So the big changes you'll see, and it rolled out this week, I think on Wednesday-ish. There's the Metro UI. The entire UI now looks like a Windows phone. And this future Windows 8.
As it should be.
As it all should. Squares everywhere.
Metro
I hope
style.
you like
It's Metro
those.
style.
Metro. It's very Metro.
I was just, and not to interrupt, but I was at
course
the Microsoft campus earlier in the week, and Metro is everywhere there.
Are there
Yeah.
surfaces like on the floors and the walls and the tables?
People are wearing gigantic square shirts and sliding from one sliding across the campus. It's quite amazing.
Yeah.
Anyhow, go on. But yeah, Metro. It's Metro style.
Yeah,
basically.
Metro's one of the two or three big things. Oh, sorry, you want to go?
It's Metro, but it's also not, right?
Well-
I mean, it's like, it's got the sliding, but then like you...
Well, it's influenced though.
yeah, very heavily.
It's
so.
very
Yeah.
Metro styled. But of course, Metro's like a touch screen, kind of interface, but this is not. And you do not want to use this with Kinect Wave
Right.
because it's still that kind of hover hand thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you still have to hover hand to see most of everything on there.
That's
I like that. I like your word of warning. By the way, I'm adjusting my mic, so I
That's
apologize.
fine.
Your word of warning. You're like, you do not want
Do
to
not.
use this.
This is
you
a
don't
public
even
service announcement.
No.
Don't even
Don't
look
Nilay.
at it. Don't even think about it.
No,
Okay.
it's bad. I tried to use it
It's not
yesterday.
cool.
But anyway, the second big improvement is Bing Search. I don't know why they call it Bing, but I do know why. But
I think I know why they call it.
good idea
Because that's
yeah.
their search engine.
It's a search engine.
I'm just gonna throw that
but
out
you're
there.
not you're not searching the web. You're searching all the games, all the movies and TV shows you can watch on the Xbox, and it actually includes Netflix and Hulu now. You can search through that through the unified Bing search.
Right, and you can. And that's like a Kinect thing.
It's
right?
a Kinect thing.
You can but Kinect not wavy, but like
Not
voice.
wavy. Kinect, not wavy. Kinect voice talk.
Right.
Yeah.
Is Connect Not Wavy? That's some of their technical terminology. Right. Connect Not Wavy, Connect Voice.
Yeah.
Those are two different pieces of the documentation.
If
Yeah.
you remember when Sanofsky was talking about, it, I was like, I like this Kinect not wavy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sanofsky talks about not wavy constantly.
Not wavy all the
Anyhow,
time.
let's get to the meat of this.
Anyway, so you've got Bing voice search, which is actually like a really cool thing. If you can get it to work, and most of the time it does kind of understand what you're doing. You can. I'm actually watching myself on Nilay's screen.
Don't
which is
watch yourself.
disturbing. I can't
It's
do
tough.
this.
It's
I
tough.
cannot do this.
Yeah.
I actually just put mine on, and I've observed that at certain angles, this collar looks like a LL Bean Dracula thing
Yeah.
going on,
Well,
like
I mean, isn't it?
yuppie vampire.
No, you're Lestat on a boat.
I'm just Lestat. I don't know if you've read any of these
You're
books.
about to go yachting.
Yeah, I'm yachting. I don't think he's. I mean, at night yachting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, night yacht. You
Night
heard
yacht.
it's my
Night yacht,
70s prog rock.
I think it's your
record.
80s electro.
Oh, yeah,
project.
like super clash. Yeah, I see
You
what
say
you're saying.
night yacht?
Night yacht.
Night yacht is really good. Okay.
Does Night Yacht have a talking, is it a talking yacht too? Like Knight Rider?
That'd be
That's
good.
cool.
That's like the spin-off.
You mean like so? It's with a K.
Yeah.
Yes.
Night Yacht.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
That
good.
works.
That's good too.
That's good for the band too.
Not yet. We must track these people down. Yes, sir.
No, but he has a different kind of voice, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I would assume so.
It's like Kit's brother.
It's like a pirate voice. All right, come on. Seriously, let's talk about
okay,
it.
Metro UI.
God.
New Xbox Live dashboard, Metro UI, Bing voice search, and the other big thing is the new Windows Phone app, the Xbox Companion.
which is legitimately cool.
It is legitimately cool if you have a Windows Phone, which again is a very small audience.
Hey, come on.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
But that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get people in the game a little bit.
It's
Yeah,
honestly,
look,
it's
they want
very
people to
compelling.
go. Wait a second. I've got a Windows. I've got a Windows PC. I've got an Xbox.
You got a next box?
Next
Yeah.
move.
Xbox, yeah.
Yeah, it's to get the phone where you can't do gaming.
Get the phone. You can.
can
There's
do gaming.
games.
But not multiplayer. Like
Chivos. There's
games.
Chivos on it.
Yeah.
You've got to up your gamer score, bro.
Yeah, you really
My
do.
gamer score is terrible. My gamer
right.
score reflects that I
So what do
play
you
Madden
make
and
of the new?
Batman.
What do you make of the new interface? What are your feelings on it?
I mean, honestly, compared to the new Xbox experience or the old new Xbox experience, it's a lot better. I mean, I do like the look of it. The Netflix,
It's very grown up.
it's very grown up. The new Netflix app has
It's sophisticated.
Yeah.
it's very refined.
It orders a bottle of sparkling water when it goes out to eat.
If
now.
new Xbox experience is Amstel Light, this is kind of a $2 chuck. It's getting there.
It's
Right, that
getting
doesn't,
there.
I don't.
It doesn't
make any
Amstel's
sense.
more expensive.
Amstel and
it
but
more
literally like a six pack of
drinking
Amstel
it.
Light is way more expensive than $2 Chuck.
But you're getting 6 of them.
But I'm saying like it's more alcohol by volume. Think about it, and it's more alcohol in volume.
Yeah.
Then I've just utterly destroyed
$2 Chuck would be
it.
going down. That's like you're a wino. Or a yuppie.
But
This
I
is
mean,
like
it's easier to drink. It's an easier to
A
drink.
yuppie wino.
Yeah.
They're out there.
On your night yacht.
On night yachts. Taking night yacht cruises.
No, I like it. The other days, Netflix got updated. It looks a lot better. Hulu got updated, and now you can actually, like, instead of saying play panel 1, play panel 2, you can actually say play Arrested Development, and it knows what you're talking about.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Really nice. It's a lot.
But
more
and they're doing all this other video stuff. So they're going to bring Fios TV. So if you're a Fios subscriber, you can watch TV.
Yeah, I love
if you're
that.
Comcast, you can do Xfinity on demand.
Get all those. YouTube is coming. None of these are actually out yet.
Right.
Fios and YouTube are supposed to come this month. Comcast sometime early 2012.
Yeah.
So we're not there yet, but those
Yeah.
are like in the pipeline now. And apparently
So this is
capable.
like, I mean, I have to say, so I played with it a little bit yesterday, and then looking at the partner stuff, it's interesting that this is not, this whole thing is not about gaming for the Xbox.
No,
this
no,
is about doing everything else.
No, this is they've got gaming on lock.
Right.
This is like, hey, we have Netflix and we have Hulu and we have all this other stuff we're adding. We really want you to start thinking of this as
Right.
this is your entertainment.
This is what you
center.
turn on.
This is
And I
it.
think
Not
if they
turn on,
do
this is what you
Fios,
never turn off.
So the thing about the Fios thing is that it's only 26 channels. So I don't know what that channel list is, but if they could do it so this thing actually replaces
it's 26 of the worst channels.
I'm
probably.
sure. Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's like WB4. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, there goes our WB sponsorship, by the way. Oh well.
Yeah, dude, on the Verge, man. You just blew our
I
deal.
know.
What are
Sorry.
you doing?
I know. We could have been on WB4 this next
Stay
season.
tuned for On the Verge episode 2, sponsored by To Be Determined.
Yeah.
But I mean, if it had all the channels, or if those 26 channels are good, like I would put this on input 1.
No, it'd be really cool. I mean,
Ooh.
it does
Input 1, that's the goal.
Input 1.
That's the goal, man.
What does input 1 mean when when all inputs are basically the same?
They're not all the same.
And when you
Well, they're
turn-
all HDMI inputs and they just have different numbers.
But what you turn on your TV and leave it on is input 1, because that's TV.
No,
Really?
but like
no, I mean,
What do you leave your TV on?
well, so I have an AV receiver, so I
So,
leave
but
it
you have,
on.
like, macros
I leave it on,
programmed.
yeah, and then I have a Harmony, and it's.
So you are a gigantic nerd with a universal remote.
I mean,
that's like-
I'm just saying, like, it's not. I don't think.
it's because something else is managing it for you.
Well, I mean, sometimes, yeah. I mean, yes, but in many ways, something else is
But
always.
most people
managing.
don't have that's something else.
Well,
They
you're
have-
ta- I mean, you're
you,
not
you have
talking-
to push the input button on the remote to get
No,
it.
I want
those
to be clear.
people-
This is metaphorical input 1, not actually physically changing the cable.
Those.
But-
I don't want to actually imagine. Oh, this is just the most beautiful.
no, I'm gonna get
You
back
walk
there.
home,
I'm gonna light a candle. I'm gonna sing a song. I'm gonna unplug my DVR and
on
plug
some
it in
Michael
input
McDonald.
1.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think
That
anybody's
yacht rock,
taken. Nobody's taken their DVR off input 1.
But that's the goal. I mean, that's the end game for Microsoft, is to say you don't need a DVR anymore. You just need an Xbox 360. We'll stream Fios TV to you. We'll stream your Comcast on demand to you.
And for everything else, there's the Sci-Fi
Yeah, that sounds
channel,
great.
the Netflix app.
I'm sure- I'm sure
in
Microsoft
other
would love
countries,
that.
actually they do IPTV delivery in other countries. So if you're in the UK, around the world, it actually is a set-top box.
Right.
And actually does do, and there's a menu option that like laughs at Americans that select your TV provider. Right? If you dig into the menus, it says TV, and like I clicked it, like all excited.
You know what allowed that to
And
happen?
it just says not available in the US.
You know what's made that possible?
What's that?
Socialism. That's right.
Yeah. I mean, but that's like what's happening here, right? They're trying to do all this TV stuff and like be the living room provider because you're right. They've kind of won the gaming space.
Yeah, you know who's sniffing around.
What's that?
You know who's about to show up.
Is it Apple?
Really?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to put words in your mouth, and you're not going to put words in my mouth.
No.
Are
Just
you?
stay away from my mouth.
You stay away from my mouth. But yeah, I mean, they got to come big with this stuff now.
Yeah.
I mean, they need to make this a thing, right? They need to
Right.
say, this is now, we're doing this. We're in the living room. We're the entertainment. Because it's clear there's all this talk. Something is happening. Apple's going to do something, right? And the second Apple does something, they start telling the story, Microsoft's going to be like, you got to be kidding me.
Right.
We've been doing, right? We're like, we have phones with styli. What's the problem? You know,
and this is
how
the
dare
tablet,
you?
and this is voice
Right, no, we've been doing,
recognition.
it's the tablet all over again.
Right.
They're pushing, they've been in the living room, right? They've been pushing more than just video gaming in the living room. Media Center has existed for ages, is not getting traction. I mean, this is kind of their tablet again, right? And you know, Apple's
but
going to
their
come along
tablet
and
was
be
not
like,
successful.
check it out.
I mean, the way Xbox is successful.
No, their tablet, that's what I'm saying, though. But their TV push hasn't been successful either. Xbox is successful as a gaming system. It's
Right.
growing as an entertainment hub, but they need to make it real
Right.
for people.
They need to actually, when Xbox was launched, they did all this media center integration, right?
Yeah.
They need to actually just stop
They're
the
like,
idea of that.
you can connect it right to your media center. Everybody was like, I don't have a media center.
I think the minute
What's a media center?
I think the minute they got Netflix on there, I kind of realized, well, this is their success story.
Right.
Like they helped Netflix just kind of blow up.
Yeah, this is their success story. That and in 92% of all PCs in the world that run their software.
Right.
Right.
In every enterprise, everywhere.
But which is amazing is that they got. This is the thing. I think this is where they missed it with Media Center, right? 92% of the PCs run their software.
Yeah.
PCs and Xboxes don't talk to
They
each
don't
other.
play.
very
They don't
well,
play with each other.
Right, and they should do a way better job of talking.
Well, they
to
should
each
have
other.
a long time ago. They should have found some way to bring like Xbox gaming to PCs.
They veered in and out of that. I
Little
mean,
bit
I
of
think
it,
they've been
yeah.
talking about that in like halting, like
Chivos,
yeah,
Xbox Live. I mean, is there a way? There's no access to Xbox Live via PC. Paul, right?
No, you can go to Xbox.com. That's it.
Yeah.
There's one game. It's right, but it's like they're just sitting there.
Yeah.
92% of the PC market, people are playing games on their PCs,
Right.
or so I'm told.
No, you're not.
No, I was told that.
And then they put out an iOS app. Actually, speaking of Xbox Live,
Right.
it's now easier to kind of interact with Xbox Live on an iPhone.
Where's the Android app?
They're not. I doubt. I would say. I think Microsoft has like a cordial relationship with Microsoft. It is just
You mean
open,
Apple, you mean
or with Apple,
yeah.
And it's just open hatred for Android. and
I'm telling you,
Google.
when we were out there, I talked to a few people, and it's definitely clear there's now like a, you know what, Apple's not too bad. I think especially, by the way, since Steve Jobs died, I feel like it's pretty hard to diss Apple right now
Yeah.
because they just had like a pretty major loss, like a really emotional thing. They're kind of like, Apple's really, we've been pretty good partners, actually, when you think about it. We're actually kind of friends. Hey, you don't realize this. Like, there was a lot of like, you don't realize this, but blah, 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 blah. And it's like, yeah, you guys just have an enemy now together.
like a real
Yeah.
one.
It's like the enemy of my enemy is my enemy, or what is
Yeah.
it? My
Enemy-
friend.
enemy of
my
my
enemy is my friend.
Yeah, but
Miller
it's
time.
it's the reverse of that, is it not?
The friend of my friend is my enemy.
The enemy of my enemy
is my friend.
is my friend.
That's the
But wouldn't
right
that
one.
make both the enemies a friend when you think about it?
No. The enemy of your enemy is your friend. Because you
I'm
share
just saying it's a
economy.
three-way enemy
share- yeah.
situation.
No, because the enemy of your enemy is not necessarily your enemy.
Right. At any rate, I think we can agree on one thing.
I'm saying-
This is like bingo. This is like trying to teach me bingo, right? It's like, here's the thing. I don't think I'm stupid. I'm not sure. But there are very basic concepts that I find impossible to grasp,
Yeah. It's
right? Like bingo.
Yeah.
Still don't know how it's played.
How many days are there in a year? Still working on that.
Like at least 120.
Yeah.
I know that.
Give or take.
It's more than 100.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. So we were talking about the dashboard, right? By the way, we have a hard stop in 20 minutes. Because we have to go do rehearsals for the show tomorrow. So
Yeah.
let's just jam through some things.
All right. So
All right.
this is,
Thanks, Ross. This is where you leave.
Miller tag team out.
We said nothing about the dashboard, by the way. Really.
Yeah, wait.
We talked about it.
There's tiles.
About
They're
it.
speaking.
You ready to tag in here?
All right.
Okay, here we go. Here's
Miller
Paul Miller.
out.
Goodbye, Ross.
That's
Adios.
It's real.
not cool.
Miller in. Thank you, good sir.
Oh, wow. They're
Wow.
hugging. Wow, it's
Are we
getting,
getting this? There's a
it's
big.
getting Miller emotional over there.
I just seen your reaction in Ustream. That's great. You don't know what just happened off camera. It was pretty sick,
Yeah.
and not in a cool way.
We do have a bingo. No, we have like 2 bingos.
We have a
People are
bingo.
awesome.
Hey, so you guys hear about this Xbox update?
Hey, what's up with that? Have you checked it out?
Ross,
So they
you've
took
changed.
Windows Phone and they made the
Metro
tiles,
style.
the Metro,
Yeah.
and they brought it to the Xbox.
You get the impression that Microsoft and Apple are kind of a little more buddy now.
a little bit,
right?
I was just thinking, I was just out of Microsoft.
Really? Really? Tell me more.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Want to talk about the next thing?
Yeah, let's do.
So, as I jokingly said at the top of the show, the Motorola Droid Xyboard was announced this week.
Yeah, one of your most hilarious
you know-
jokes, by the way.
Yeah, whoo, super funny.
That's one of the, like every once in a while there's like a major product announcement that I just wasn't around for. Like I was doing something else. I was out.
This wasn't
out
a
or
major
something.
product announcement.
Well,
No.
so I see a word like Xyboard on Twitter, right? Like I'm out of the office, come back. Oh, that's a real thing. That's not
That's
a
a real
joke.
thing.
That's
There's
a real
that
thing.
hilarious Android
The Xyboard
name-
is very real.
hilarious Android name generator.
Oh,
Yeah,
floating
yeah,
around.
really good. We covered that this week.
Yeah, it's awesome.
If you
And
guys haven't seen it, by the way, the Android phone name generator is amazing. In fact, I'm just going to dial it up.
You know what's great is
Pretty
the Xyboard's the name generator could not come up with Xyboard.
No, that's true.
Gruber's
Not
joke.
yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
It's the exception that proves the rule.
Yeah.
Like they will go to no end to make the worst names.
You know what's
possible.
really amazing about these products is first it seems to
really,
be
really
like
entertaining.
like Verizon just did them alone.
I mean, here's a good one. Acer Legend Touch G2. I mean, that could totally be a phone. There's no reason why that wouldn't be a phone.
Oh, my uncle bought one, and he was asking
Yeah.
me how to get
and he's still not on
Jetpack
Gingerbread.
Joyride
This
on
is
it.
great. Samsung Dream Plus. I mean, this is incredible. These guys are so good.
Yeah, you should
All right.
put that away because
I'm not gonna be
it's
able
like
to.
it's another
Keep
hour
going.
of this happening.
LG Devour Neo XTZ. LG Devour Neo XTZ is
That's really awesome.
amazing.
Yeah,
On a lot of
actually,
levels.
Devour Neo is a really realistic name.
It's good. XT and an XTZ.
Yeah. No,
I
that's
assume
the
this is
bigger
based.
one.
I assume this is based off of the Galaxy S2
Epic 4G touch.
4G touch on Sprint.
Yeah.
Which is the most. It is one of the most heinous phone namings.
It's awful.
Or naming of anything.
Yeah,
You know,
it's bad.
babies.
Well, I think the LG Rumor Touch still is like the worst
By the way,
overall
did,
phone
did
name.
Sprint completely fumble its great Evo branding?
Yeah, completely.
Yeah, they followed it up with the.
The Evo Slide.
No, it was called the. Yeah, but that was called
Yeah.
the Evo.
What was the slider one? And
The
then they did-
Evo Touch 4G.
Yeah, it was called like the Evo. What the hell was it called? I'm sure these
And then
guys
there's
are
the
coming up
Evo
with it
Design
right now.
4G that just came out, which is a piece of junk.
It was Evo 3D was the
yeah.
real misstep.
Yeah,
that's
well,
where it all.
that was where they're still trying to go high end, and they thought high end was 3D. Anyway, look, so about the Xyboard, and I think this is really interesting because we're about to go back
Evo
to
Shift.
CES.
Evo Shift is what it
Evo
was.
Shift.
Yeah.
The slide.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
wait,
Ustream.
last year at CES, a year ago this time, we went to CES and we saw the Atrix and we saw the Zoom, right?
Yes.
And they're both being
Remember our
followed up.
excitement about the Atrix?
And remember how we were like the Zoom, and like this is a big deal.
This is
right?
the true tragedy of being into technology. When you have to look
Constant
back,
crushing
you have to look
disappointment.
back on your excitement about the Atrix and how you thought that the
the laptop.
the
You
laptop
made a
dock
mistake.
was going to
Yeah.
be it for you.
Nope.
The ish.
Well, so the Atrix 2 just came out, like totally unheralded launch on AT&T. We reviewed
Heralded?
it. It wasn't like it just came out. Motorola just like spit it out.
You mean heralded?
Heralded. Did I say heralded?
Yeah, I thought you were talking about Geraldo. And
I was talking about Geraldo.
And then I thought you were saying like there's a phone called the Geraldo.
Geraldo Touch
HTC
4G.
Geraldo. Pretty good.
Unheralded launch. Thank you. This is
You're
what
welcome.
happens when I type for a living.
And you
that's
drink Amiel.
good. Yeah.
Not an endorsement.
It's just look. It's no $2 Chuck. Okay.
It's also not an endorsement. Keep going.
And then this Xyboard leaked out, and they actually released the Zoom 2 Media Edition and the Zoom 2 in the UK at a launch
I
event.
feel like they're just trying to get some stuff out before the Google deal goes through.
I guess
They're
so.
like
but
trying to
this
get
is
rid of
like-
all their.
Motorola was not
Clearing out the
involved.
channel.
Yeah, exactly.
But they weren't even involved in this launch. Like Verizon has been talking about the Droid Xyboard for like a couple weeks, and Motorola's like, we don't comment on this stuff. And finally, Verizon's like, well, here's a press release. It's $529.99 on
They're
contract.
like, the comment on this.
This is the inverse of the Galaxy Nexus situation.
Right. Yeah, they're like, check it out.
They're in
Check out
such
the
a
Droid
rush
Xyboard.
to get it out.
$530 in a 2-year contract.
It is insane, though, right?
Like, no one is buying this.
Verizon will not release the Galaxy Nexus.
Right.
Yeah.
But they're all too eager to put out the press release for the Xyboard, which is
Yeah.
$530 on contract.
Ridiculous.
And nobody's going to buy. I mean,
It
who's
has
going to
these
buy
stupid
that?
corners.
You don't like those corners?
I just cannot get
They
over
remind me,
this.
I don't know if you guys know a skater, Christian Hosoi, from the 80s. He had a series of decks. They were called hammerheads, and they had a shape that was like, it was kind of like this and then that. The front of them, if you can imagine, this is like the front half of the board. It went like that, and then down, kind of like that.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the shape of
There was a tail at the other.
There was
right?
yeah. I mean, just
I feel like
go
my
on the
brother- I
internet
feel
and
like-
look up Christian Hosoi hammerhead. It's Hosoi. These guys know
I
what
think
I'm
my
talking
brother
about.
had a skateboard a lot.
That's what the Xyboard. That's what all these new Motorola's remind me of. Everybody now is furiously. Everybody,
see what you're saying.
By the way, we have a bunch of our new writers here
Oh,
in
no,
the
not
in
like
the
this.
office. Everybody's furiously googling right now.
We just brought down
do we?
Google.
Do we? You get that?
That's great.
You see it? Do you agree that it's similar to the Xyboard?
It's got a way about it. Nothing beats the
Say it
Xyboard.
beats the Xyboard. TC was just saying it's whatever. Anyhow,
Anyway, so there's two of them. They're ridiculously expensive.
nothing beats the Xyboard. That's a quote. Can I get a shirt with that?
Oh, and they're named the Xyboard, which is
Yeah.
just amazing. And I have no idea why.
Somebody just suggested the Zoidberg
Yeah, the
with an
Zoidberg.
X in Houston.
I mean, I
like that.
remember a year ago they put out the Zoom and Honeycomb.
Remember how they were like, you can upgrade to 4G.
Yeah,
It's
and
the
that
most
sort
advanced-
of happened. And like just,
Well, so if we're going to stick with the X naming convention, where do you go from here?
I mean, whatever. Zoom 2, xylophone. You can pick any word you want.
Well,
Just
no, it needs to be a
Three
fake word.
three X's, the triple X, 2,
Yeah,
triple X 2.
I don't know. So I mean, that's
Why don't they just call something the triple X?
With the Zoll.
Zoll.
XOLL.
No, that's a Z.
Zool.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you got to mix it
you
up.
could go to Z.
You got to mix it up. Yeah.
Well, nothing's stopping them from using Z names.
But the X is more extreme. I think we could all agree.
The extreme would be one.
The Droid Extreme. I'm actually
oh my
shocked
God.
they haven't done that yet.
And I believe the spelling will be XTREEN. XTREEN.
Do you think that they're just like Lowell McAdam is like he's got it like written on the wall?
If
and,
it's like a really thin or maybe like a flip form factor, the XTRM.
oh, I see.
Oh,
what
that's
you're
right.
saying.
No, that's right. XTRM is what it's going to be.
Yeah,
The
but do you think
extreme-
like they're
the
just
extreme.
waiting for it? Like Samsung comes up to like Verizon, and they're like, "What about this one?"
They could do an XOXO.
It's
this
one of
be
those
the
inevitable
extreme?
things. Like eventually, something large in the universe is going to hit planet Earth. You know what I mean? Like eventually, like Armageddon.
Wait,
you're,
are you saying that's going
equating
to happen?
the
Really
Droid
gonna
Extreme
come
with
true.
Armageddon.
I'm just saying, like these names are inevitably going to go there.
You mean they're leading us
wait,
to Armageddon?
Let me just
or-
ask you a philosophical question.
Right.
When you think of things that are inevitable,
Right.
you think of planetary objects striking the Earth and destroying all mankind.
It's just like
Like, you don't think like inevitability is like tomorrow the sun will rise.
no, it's different than that. It's like
Well,
I mean, I'm just worried about you. That's
no,
all
wait
I'm
a second. Wait a second.
it's,
Hold on.
it's okay. It's like
I don't think that's what he meant.
It's like chaos theory, or it's like if somebody is throwing a whole bunch of darts and you're in a room, like eventually
It's a probability.
eventually a dart's going to hit you.
Well, how
You know
many
what I mean?
darts? How many darts do you think they'd have to throw before
Probably
that
a lot
happens?
of darts, but there's a lot of large bodies in the universe that could hit Earth.
And how does this? But what I want to know.
So when
is-
you think of
I don't-
probable events,
I don't doubt that might happen. I mean, I'll accept that an asteroid or something is going to slam into the Earth
and
okay?
destroy all mankind. That's the second part of this.
Well, you've seen Deep Impact,
Yes.
and Armageddon,
Yes.
You're talking about the Armageddon
Yeah.
the movie, right? Hold on, wait. But what does that actually have to do with the Xyboard?
I was just saying it's not like a premeditated thing. It's not a strategy on Motorola's part. It's just they're just
Oh,
hurtling.
you're using that as a
they're
comparison.
hurtling.
Yeah.
Yes,
You're
it's a
saying much
metaphor.
like an
They can't
asteroid,
stop themselves.
much like an asteroid which is on course to destroy
Wait,
all
so
life on this
Can
planet.
I just stop you? So you're saying that we need to send Bruce Willis to destroy Motorola on a modified space shuttle?
No, you.
But he
Bruce
stays there to die,
No,
though,
Bruce
right?
Willis has to go up and he has to land on the word XTRM and he has to plant a
perfectly.
nuclear. Spoilers. Spoilers.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
He's got to plant a nuclear missile in the core of XTRM and he's got to stay up
Which would
there
be-
to detonate it.
Which would be right in between the T and the R.
So wait, and then Owen Wilson gets with his daughter, right? Isn't that what happens?
I don't
at the
think
end of
Owen
the movie?
Wilson's in that movie.
No,
Isn't he in
Ben
that
Affleck.
movie?
Ben
Ben
Affleck.
Affleck.
Cool mix up though.
Wait, Owen Wilson is in that movie.
No. Owen Wilson is not in Armageddon.
Am I completely confused?
Yeah, you're completely confused.
I'm IMDbing this right
You
now.
can IMDb it all you want, but Owen Wilson, if Owen Wilson is in Armageddon, I am going to be, especially if you
swear
think
to
he's the
God.
Ben Affleck character.
Owen Wilson's in Armageddon. What?
Oh, he is in
He's in
Armageddon. You're
Armageddon.
right. He plays, no, but he's not the Ben Affleck character.
No, he's not Ben Affleck.
He's like
Would I say to you, Owen Wilson is Ben Affleck?
Oh, Owen
What
Wilson.
kind of
Owen Wilson
schmuck do I
is
look
like. What does he do? He's like Owen Wilson.
He's Owen Wilson.
He's like Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson playing.
He
Owen
plays like
Wilson.
he's like a scientist or
Yeah.
something, but it's Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
It's like the scientist.
Can we put this? Can we get my computer in the video podcast to show people? I'm just gonna make slow circles with my mouse.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I doubted you.
God, I'm
Okay.
Just
We should move.
amazed.
Probably
We should move on. Anyhow, the Xyboard, no one's buying one. Sorry about it.
maybe Owen
Owen
Wilson.
Wilson. He's got the money and he's goofy, so why
Got those
not?
Armageddon royalty checks.
Yeah. That's exactly right. All right, so what's up?
So let's talk about more middling Android products.
Quickly.
So AT&T launched LTE in New York. They've put out a bunch of terrible phones already. The HTC Vivid, which Chris reviewed, which was. It seems like this first wave of devices is particularly bad.
But it's always bad. Like with 3G, most of the
the Thunderbolt was a bad phone.
yeah, most of the 3G devices were feature phones. Even
No, but I'm thinking like the Verizon's LTE launch devices were not great, right? So the Thunderbolt was okay. The Droid Charge was just okay. The
I
Droid
have-
Charge just got gingerbread like last
I mean,
week.
if you know anything about technology right now, if you know anything, it's pretty hard to get fired up about the LG Nitro HD.
So
it's
David
even-
reviewed it. Have you played with it? Do we have it?
I
here?
haven't had a chance.
Jeff
I haven't had a chance.
has it. You should see this thing. So it's LG's like first big kind of
Can
flagship
it be
phone.
can it be brought over here?
It has a 720p LCD display. It's actually fairly thin. It has absolutely terrible battery life. David said it doesn't even last a week. And the skin on it
week?
is a crime.
you mean a day?
Or yeah, sorry.
You're having all kinds of gaps.
I've been
in your-
doing nothing but
I'm
talking.
a little
all day.
worried about you. Can I
It's,
just
you
tell
know,
you?
it's, does this ever happen to you where you do nothing but talk all day and then you kind of forget how to talk?
No.
No. Okay. That happens to me.
I do
The
the
one thing
opposite
the
of
one
a
thing I
lot.
can do pretty well is talk all
I
the
know.
time. Yeah, I know you do. No,
Where's
but you
his
know
phone?
what? But the more tired you get, the worse your talking becomes.
Yeah, no, but with me, it's like literally if I do nothing but talk all day, by the end of the day, I've like lost the
can't
ability to
talk.
speak. I've run out of words.
You're losing your.
Yeah. Which is good because I
Yeah.
did that today when we had the podcast. Are we not
haven't-
getting this phone?
No, I don't think anybody, and nobody's paying attention to us. Does anybody know where the Nitro HD is?
are we
can I
acquiring
can
the
I
Nitro?
can I see it?
All right.
Just you can just walk it over.
So I, mean, I have to say, just this skin is so bad. Like, everything about it. It's
I
like
like
it's like a
this.
bad
Wow,
copy
this is
of TouchWiz
surprisingly
from
thin.
a while ago.
You know what?
This is your next phone?
This screen is 720. Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's gross.
This screen is 720.
The screen is 720. It's a nice screen. They built a nice screen.
I don't know. I mean, I've seen worse.
You've seen a worse skin than that?
I'll
Okay,
say,
open the app drawer.
Let me tell you a couple things here.
It looks a lot like Samsung's early skin.
That's what I'm saying. It's like Apple
like
is like
literally
suing Samsung
2 years behind.
for overly copying them. Like Samsung should sue LG for copying them from 2 years ago. It's like LG didn't even catch up.
Oh, I have to say, do you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of Neo Geo related graphics. What I'm seeing on here, and normally
It's like super cartoony.
No,
right?
normally that would be a cool thing.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me. Oh, you know, what it reminds me of the Neo Geo. Neo Geo made a product called the Neo Geo Pocket,
Yeah. I
which
know what you're
was a portable. It's a handheld gaming system. It's actually pretty awesome.
Right.
I have one that's in blue camouflage. They released them in a bunch of different colors. They had a pocket. They had a pocket that was black and white. And they had a pocket color. I have pocket color somewhere in a drawer. Anyhow, it had icons on it that looked like the icons on this.
Yeah.
And what's happening? Oh, you were filming this. Okay, sorry. Let me keep doing this. Is there any personal email on this I should be worried about?
That's David's. It's probably fine.
Is there? Yeah. There isn't. Okay, good. I mean, look at this. Can you see that? They Get HD Games icon.
Yeah, it's like full of
It really is depressing.
I mean, it's funny because it's by far AT&T's best LTE launch device, but it's terrible. Like, it's a terrible phone.
It's the new Twitter.
And it's kind of like
It is.
LG should try harder than this. So they want to like make a credible argument that they're a smartphone manufacturer, which it seems as though they do. They have to do better. They have to do better than copying Samsung's
look at
moves
that.
from like a year ago.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah.
Widgets. Weather widget.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Whoa.
It's weird because I kind of liked LG's play early on, which was, look, we're not going to blow you out of the water, but we're going to make a good, cheap phone. And
Right.
that was interesting to me. But they're definitely not going to
I mean, that was like the early Optimus line.
If like you walk into a store and you've got the iPhone sitting there.
It's not LTE. I mean, that's a big.
No,
sell
I
for
understand
us,
that, but then you've got like HTC devices, and then like that's it. It's LTE. That's your only selling point.
It's 720p display.
Yeah, I know, but
Who cares, right?
this.
I mean,
I
I
actually kind of like the backing. I'm gonna give that a. I'm gonna give
You
this
know
a,
what the backing
I'm gonna give
looks-
this a 6 just for my 2 minutes of playing with it.
You know what the backing looks like though? Is it looks exactly like the what was it? The Captivate. It's like the same kind of idea as Samsung's doing on the back of its phones. It's amazing to see like
8
LG,
megapixel.
They're copying.
They could find
Samsung.
8 megapixel sensor. Huh?
Yeah.
Huh, Samsung? Looking at you. Let's do a size comparison here, actually. So these are really similar in size and shape.
Josh is holding Galaxy Nexus.
This is a Galaxy
for
Nexus,
the radio
by the way.
people.
Yeah, I'm holding Galaxy Nexus next to the Nitro HD, the LG Nitro HD Neo X7.
paint a word.
They actually have a lot in common. I mean, it's obvious this is, at some point in the near future. I don't say near is wrong. It'll get upgraded to
it's
ICS.
funny. I was editing the review
right.
with David, and it's like, what do you say about this phone? In the end, you just have to say, don't buy it. Right? That phone is doomed from the start.
Well,
it will have terrible battery life.
what I was going to say is it's hard to, if you know anything about technology, it's really hard to buy into an LG. If it's me and I care, knowing that what Ice Cream Sandwich is and that it's gotten a lot of really great reviews, pretty difficult to buy into an LG device on AT&T that's on, this is on Gingerbread.
Yep.
When will that be upgraded?
And it's a first generation LTE device for AT&T. So
Right. At what
it will
point
be
is that
left
gonna
by the
get an
wayside so fast.
There's no way that'll be upgraded to Ice Cream Sandwich. I predict this will not have Ice Cream Sandwich in the next year.
No, the
Will not
Droid
have
Charge.
it.
This is what I'm saying. The Droid Charge got Gingerbread last week. Right, that was like a launch device.
That makes me feel
That's
really
insanity,
that's depressing.
right?
Like, here's the thing: Gingerbread, Froyo to Gingerbread,
Yeah, not a big leap.
not a huge leap, right?
Right.
Those are the versions back to back, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Gingerbread to Ice Cream Sandwich, like not even in the same ball. Like I said,
Yeah.
it makes
Two versions,
It
right?
makes Gingerbread look like
2.3
Android,
to 4.0.
Android
if you
1.
want to do the numbers.
Yeah,
There's a big step in
I just think
between.
it's a sucky situation for people to ask them. Even the Venue Pro got a Mango update in a reasonable amount of time.
Right.
Well, this is interesting. It brings up our next topic perfectly.
Segue.
Sony
It'd be great if somebody
Ericsson-
could ride a
real
segue
fast, I
through
will
this.
say this. Because the AT&T's LTE network in New York is like basically empty, he was getting ridiculous speeds on that phone. Like
Yeah.
60 megabits down. Like insanity.
Yeah, I'm sure the only guy with DSL in a small town gets really good speeds too.
That's true. Yeah, fair point. Anyway,
Although, why don't they
continue.
they could run a bit of that bandwidth to the 3G towers. it could have hurt them.
Yeah, they could share it, Paul, like socialists.
Yeah, like socialists. Motorola and Sony Ericsson both put out statements, which is it's a little bit of a different approach. I think they know there's a huge backlash. They know everybody's pissed that they've just bought a huge, great new phone and they don't have the newest operating system.
It's interesting they're actually addressing it.
Yeah, they're actually addressing it. And so Sony Ericsson and Motorola kind of detailed what they need to do before they can get Ice Cream Sandwich on their devices. Sony Ericsson is actually promising a pretty tight timeline. Motorola isn't as specific.
They're not as forthcoming.
No.
Motorola's statement is like, this will take months.
They're like, what does it matter? We're going to be part of Google anyhow at some point.
So some of the interesting things is Motorola said that additional releases will enable device manufacturers to ship commercial products with Ice Cream Sandwich. So nobody's going to launch products with this initial run.
It's like they've got to get to
Ice Cream Sandwich
4.1.
code. Yeah, something like that. It's hard to tell. Now Sony Ericsson said that Ice Cream Sandwich is really only built with the TI. With support for the TI stuff that the Galaxy Nexus has. So since their phones are running Qualcomm chips, they have to do that sort of porting. So that's a lot of work for them.
This is interesting.
It's so like
What's interesting is they both did it on the same day.
Yeah, that's
it's
really
like very coordinated. Like there's no way this was an accident.
Right.
Like it's like Google's like, okay, you guys are allowed to talk about your plans
Right.
now or something like that. And Motorola made the misstep of talking a lot more about how it has to integrate all its Motorola things into the source code.
Yeah, differentiate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep differentiating.
Really necessary.
They have to do it.
Features like MotoCast, Smart Actions, and our
Smart Actions
comprehensive
are cool.
Okay,
enterprise
Smart
solutions
Actions,
are
we know they're
integral
great.
parts of our
They're
device
cool.
experiences. And we want to make sure we continue delivering differentiated experiences for our consumers with these software upgrades.
Because they wouldn't rather just have the new
Sony Ericsson mostly just complained about Wi-Fi
I mean, I'll
and
say-
camera and that sort of driver support.
I will say this: one thing that I've felt using the Galaxy Nexus, the creeping feeling that no software is being updated for it. No one's updating for 720.
Because there's
Like
no
their
volume.
apps?
No
You
one's no apps are being updated. No one's updating for 720p displays, and no one's updating for any of the functionality of Ice Cream
Well, because
Sandwich.
there's no devices out there.
Because nobody has them,
And-
and that's how it's going to be.
What's
forever.
actually been ridiculous to me, we're always like hitting these new updates on Google Wallet rollouts. Like, you know, there's thousands of places now, especially in New York,
Yeah.
where you can pay for stuff with Google Wallet. But there's like one and a half phones that can
Yeah.
do Google
Actually,
Wallet so
we can
far.
jump
And
into
they-
this.
basically one.
And they sold like 20 of them.
Yeah.
We can talk about this a little bit, but it's actually on the list. But the Verizon Nexus won't
It's
have it.
not going to get
They killed it.
Google Wallet.
Right.
So, but we have that on the list.
It's really
a
unclear.
bigger
It's really
story.
unclear as to why that is the case because the phone has the functionality, and I assume.
Right.
I mean, I assume it would. I mean, it has an NFC chip.
Do you want, let's just skip down an update on the Galaxy
Verizon's
Nexus. I feel
probably
like we do
working
it
on a
every week.
feature called like Verizon Pocketbook, but it'll be incompatible
No, they're
somehow.
doing ISIS, which their partnership with T-Mobile and AT&T. I mean, Sprint's the only character, and they said, and Verizon said an insane thing about not having Google Wallet, which is they refer to the Galaxy Nexus as our phone, and so their statement is like, let me pull it up here.
Yeah, but they're lying. I mean, it's a lie, basically.
Oh, it's definitely a lie.
There's no.
It's a
This
dramatic
phone is
carrier
made
line.
to use Google Wallet.
I did want to say one more thing about the software update. One of the most impressive things I've ever seen in technology was when Apple came out with the iPad, and you didn't really know right off the bat if that was going to be hugely successful. But a ton of app developers redid their software like from basically day one for the iPad, and then there was a quick ramp up, and obviously they made the right bet, and there was a huge
All right,
huge sales on the
can I read the
iPad.
wallet
Yeah,
statement?
I just want to say, like, the fact that this doesn't happen on Android is a big problem for Google because that veracity that Apple third-party developers update
when
their
the
software.
iPhone 4 came out, people went to the
Yeah.
Retina display within months.
It's almost instant, and it doesn't happen for other people, and Android really needs to start. It needs that for people to really be ready to aggressively upgrade their phone because if Josh upgrades his phone and it's like, well, but none of the apps are really any better, maybe you can wait around. You know, that's not an exciting story for Google.
No. So let me read the statement about Wallet. Recent reports, this is from Verizon. Recent reports that Verizon is blocking Google Wallet on devices are false. Verizon does not block applications. Google Wallet is different from other widely available m-commerce services, which makes me want to die. Google Wallet does not simply access the operating system and basic hardware of our phones, like thousands of other applications. Instead, in order to work as architected by Google, Google Wallet needs to be integrated into a new, secure, and proprietary hardware element in our phones.
They're
are
just saying about the
continuing-
NFC chip, right?
Yeah, the NFC chip. It's
Okay.
an app. It's an app that accesses NFC, and it's not their phone, right? It's not their
Sounds
phone.
really bratty.
Yeah, like the Nexus isn't their phone. It's Google's phone.
Is it?
Apparently not.
Hard to say.
I mean, when Verizon can block a Google application on a Google device, it's supposed to be the flagship device for a Google operating system.
It really
Like, something's
shows
really wrong.
It really shows what little power Google has here. Power Google, I'd say, listen, here's the deal.
Like
Right.
We're going to
Google-
put Google Wallet on that.
Google.
Right.
Google
You can
is-
sell it or not sell it.
Right. You think Apple's going to ask when they eventually do NFC? You think they're going to ask Verizon for permission?
Man, I don't even know why they're bothering at this point. They should just sell the thing on LTE, like LTE.
They can't.
Well, they can sell they can sell it for Verizon.
But they can't because you can't get it on Verizon.
Couldn't you?
You can't provision it to Verizon.
You could provision it, couldn't you?
No, there's
If it
an
went through all
LTE
the-
SIM card, but it won't. Most of it won't work.
What
If it went
happened to
through-
their
but if it
whole
went through the
open
t-
devices thing?
But if it went through the if it went
Yeah,
through
what happened to that?
Yeah, what happened to that?
What happened to our effective government doing effective regulations? I don't know, man.
this is
but
a
you
great
won't-
argument for socialism.
But you won't get voice service, so you could do it. Maybe you could like hack an LTE.
No, but couldn't you?
SIM
But couldn't you
and put it in there?
But you can get a Verizon device and have it. I can buy, like, my friend could sell me his phone.
you could
on
sell you his
Verizon.
Verizon phone,
Yeah, right.
but you couldn't. But it won't be. It's still provisioned by Verizon. So you would take your friend's Verizon.
Right. You'd have to
phone,
get it provisioned.
but you couldn't get a non-Verizon phone.
Right. But I mean, if it were,
Right.
Trying
It's
to
not like
think
AT&T where
I'm
you can
trying
just
to
buy a
figure.
phone
I'm
and put a
trying to
SIM
figure
card in
this
it.
out. I'm
Right.
just trying to.
You could do it. You
work
might
this out in
be
my
able to
mind.
do it if you were able to somehow hack like the LTE radio to accept a different SIM card from a different Verizon device because
Yeah.
those are tied together.
But
you wouldn't get voice service because that currently runs over 3G.
It truly is a struggle to not want to just stop using a phone altogether because I have to deal with carriers.
Yeah, they're
With the
bad.
carriers that we have, where it's like Verizon. Why does it even matter? You're not going to sell. The Galaxy Nexus is not going to be your hottest phone.
Right.
You've made sure of that. Okay. You made sure that you're not going to sell a ton of Galaxy Nexuses over the holiday season. You're busy pushing all of your other crap, and people are going to buy those, and you can do whatever you want. Why not just do the one thing that Google wants to do with this phone, which is let it be a Google phone. Let it have Google Wallet.
Yep.
Give that small segment of consumers what they want, because it will cost you. I mean, in the grand scheme, it'll basically cost you nothing.
Right.
It'll be a rounding error, and yet Verizon can't do that.
No, they can't.
They can't give a consumer a phone that is free of their garbage and free of their restrictions.
And that's actually the other
they
piece.
can't
They're
bear
putting
it.
their apps in the
except,
phone for
except
sure.
for the iPhone,
Right.
which I have to say, hats off to Apple. They're really sticking it to them. I mean, it must be the worst thing in the world for Verizon
Yeah.
to have to admit that they need the iPhone on their network. I mean, how
hate it.
hard is it for them to have? I mean,
And
obviously,
it doesn't use their fancy 4G network.
right? Obviously,
And I would imagine it is their best selling phone.
Obviously, the reason it came to Verizon so late, we know, is because they essentially said, no way in hell we won't do what you're asking, which is you're going to make a pure Apple phone and put it on our network, right?
Well, they also had some really weird revenue sharing things up front that they've changed.
I would love to have been in the room when they made the conceit, when they made the concession to Apple and said, we'll do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Please let us have your phone. I would have loved to have been in that room at that moment. And laughed at them. Laughed.
I just wonder. I wonder sometimes though,
laughed.
like some executives can be so good at their corporate speak that they can carry it into all conversations.
Yeah.
And they're like, we have a world class leading network, and you've got a great phone, and people love it, and they just wanted to cut they're doing their spiel in the room. I can totally imagine that, and maybe inside of their heart of hearts, they're crying.
Right.
But on the surface,
inside their heart of hearts,
they're
they're
just
dreaming.
pitching their world-class network.
They're dreaming of
It
the
almost
dollar
makes
bills
me-
that preloading NFL Mobile will bring to them.
It almost makes me want to not. I mean, I've been saying, I have to send this review unit back very soon, which is painful. And I've been saying I'm going to get the LTE version of the phone, but it almost makes me want to just buy the unlocked version.
Yeah.
And say screw Verizon and really screw AT&T in a way, because
You're not giving them
if I want to take it over to T-Mobile, I can.
Right.
Or if I want to move to Canada, I can. Take my phone with
Screw
me.
you, AT&T.
Huh? Take this. Hello, Rogers.
I mean,
Anyhow.
we rant about the carriers every week.
We got to speed
not
through
wrong.
these other
Can't get that
topics.
Diet Coke.
We got to jam in. We got to jam
one
through these
over here?
other.
Yes.
Got some more
Is that
topics.
an elaborate process? Sorry.
It's a reach.
I'm
You
still,
got a Broseph?
I'm still feeling no brosif on this podcast. I mean, on this Vergecast.
Yeah.
Okay. We have more topics.
Just a few. Just two.
Just a few thousand.
So I think we have it on pretty good authority from Scoop Ziegler. That what's his nickname? Scoops.
I don't
Chris Scoops.
No.
That T-Mobile sent out an invite earlier in the week saying December 14th
We have
an event.
exclusive here.
It's exclusive.
Have you seen our exclusive Lumia 710 on T-Mobile? I could not be less excited.
So this is a very strange.
There was something I said
announcement.
last week. I said something I couldn't be less excited about.
It was the Nitro HD.
I think this is taking.
So this is a really
position. Where is this?
strange kind of announcement. It's in the topics.
Where
It's
is
there.
it? No. I'm looking for it on the site.
It should be on the front page.
It was on the front page
just went up
moments
today.
ago. Where is it?
We're all clicking.
We've published a lot of stuff since.
this
it
is,
went- there it is. Ha! We published a lot of stuff since that went up. I thought it just went up a few minutes ago.
No.
Wow.
No. Well,
Okay. I've located
So this is
it.
a really interesting announcement because Nokia has been really adamant that they're not going to launch in the U.S. until they can do a proper focus on the States. They can do a Halo device. They can do differentiation. And then instead of bringing the 800 to the United States, they're going to bring the 710, which is the low-end product. And I don't really know why. And actually, Chris and I were listening to
I know why.
Stephen Elop today speaking at an investor conference. We were just listening to webcast. And he was actually really upfront. He was like, look, the United States is different than every other part of the world. And he actually said it's different than Finland and it's different than China. Those were his 2 examples. Which is like,
that is true.
Thank you, Steve.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to go with Elop on this one.
Yeah, I think
China and Finland are really different than America.
Yeah, he's got it right.
He's pulled 2 of the best.
But he was like, and we can't take the same products to America that we bring to the rest of the world. And then it certainly seems, and I think Chris is very solid on this report, 710 is coming to T-Mobile, which is maybe the deepest combination of like failed ideas right now. It's like you don't want to be on T-Mobile. It's like spinning out of control.
No. It's like you're the phone that no one cares about.
On the network.
No, on the network that no one cares
It's totally fitting. Like I feel like T-Mobile gets a lot of cast-offs. Like and Nokia has always has a lot of trouble
pushing
talking
a
to
Nokia
carriers.
device.
Yeah.
What was the S60 device they were just pushing? Like they were doing ads for it.
Really?
No.
Yes. Oh yes.
I don't remember this.
Yes. They were. I can't think of the name right now. It's like the Neutron or the Neuron, the Nitro.
The Neuron, that was a while ago.
No, it wasn't that long ago. It was like 6 months ago they were doing ads for it.
All right.
Yeah,
The
just
Astound?
The Astound. Is that what it is? Somebody was saying, the Neuron.
The Neuron.
The Neuron. They were doing
No, it's
ads.
the Astound.
It's not the
April
Astound.
6, 2011. The
No,
Astound.
I don't think so. Is it?
The Neuron was a while ago.
Is it an S60 device?
Yeah.
Yeah. They were selling, like pushing that. They had ads on television for that device.
Yeah. By the way, one of our Japanese editors corrected us. So
Whatever.
Not even here.
You know what?
We're just not paying
I gotta
attention.
honestly. I am going to admit, I cannot keep track of every smartphone that comes out for every carrier. I mean, I have my limits, man.
but I get a picture of Nokia like
How about I ruin your
like every
world?
few months they like roll into all the carrier boardrooms and pitch some phones and nobody in America wants them. And so then they finally drag their tail to T-Mobile and ask T-Mobile if they'll take it. And they took it.
Yeah, but T-Mobile wasn't like, yeah, we'll take the cool one. Right? They weren't like, we'll take
Yeah,
the
that's
Lumia
weird.
800. They're like, we're going to go Lumia 710.
You know, this is totally off topic, but I just glanced at Ustream, and I think somebody referred to you as Neil,
Yeah, that's my name.
which I kind of like.
That's how I check. That's how I make every reservation. Every
Neil
restaurant.
Patel?
Neil Patel.
Are you serious?
Dude, I'm not. I like there's
What
battles
about,
to fight. And
what
battles.
about Niles? What about Niles Patelson?
I'll start doing that.
You don't use Niles.
That's much more like.
You don't use Niles.
There's a
Patelson?
battle where that's like it's like a harder name.
What is my name?
Jake Tapper?
No, I think it's Jack Topper.
Jack Topper?
Jack
Is
Topper.
it Jake or Jack?
And yours is just Paul Miller. your regular white guy name is just Paul Miller.
Yeah.
Anyhow, Niles Patelson is not in any way like Anglo.
That's harder. That's
It's
what I'm
actually
saying.
more complicated.
That's why I don't
and
do
I think
it.
a little more Indian.
Neil
actually.
Patel is like, yeah, I can make a reservation at a restaurant. Nobody has any questions.
Yeah.
I get there. They're like, oh, you're Neil Patel.
Still sounds a little ethnic.
Nilay Patel is like, oh, so you're Jewish. Eli. No.
Eli
no,
Patel.
Eli Patel.
But they think
Eli.
Patel is a Jewish
I don't know what they
name,
think.
surname.
Look, I'm of
Interesting.
mixed heritage.
Interesting.
The two most domineering mothers available.
Yeah, seriously. Guild City, USA. So what do we have? Let's wrap it up.
Windows 8.
Windows 8.
Great. Love it.
This is all you, man. You're
It's
the
the
one
next
who was
version of Windows.
Justin Redmond.
I don't have a lot to say about it. There's nothing to say. What is there to say about Windows 8?
So, well, there's a few things.
You know who should come back for this?
Who's that?
Oh, we should get Sean Miller. Sean Miller. Sean Hollister.
Sean Hollister.
I was going to say
He
Ross
was at the
Miller.
event.
We should get Sean Hollister on the line. We can't. We're not going to do it now.
Yeah.
I would like to hear his voice.
No,
I actually think Sean Miller should be an employee that we have.
Yeah.
just a
We've
really,
got a Sean Hollister. We have
really
a couple of
confused
Millers.
employee.
Yeah.
So we can talk about it. So,
I was doing the thing that you were just talking about,
what's that?
where I can't talk now.
Yeah, see,
You've,
you ran
jinxed
out of
me. I was like,
words.
no, that never happens to me. I'm perfect. I never have a problem with that. No problem. I'm great at talking.
So just two
There's no-
pieces
no
of
big
news
deal.
here.
No
So
problem.
Windows 8 public beta coming in February. And the Windows Store, the App Store, is launching late February. Apps will be $1.49 to start, and I think they can go up to $1,000, which is I don't know why you would have to announce
So I'm
it
buying my next version of Photoshop
in the App Store.
in the apps.
And
They're
then
not calling it the
there's
App
one
Store.
piece of this that I think is really interesting, and this is just a rumor from Paul Thurrott, who did 5 Minutes on the Verge with us this week.
Yeah, we should actually talk about that.
But he was on his own podcast, and he was talking to Mary Jo Foley, and he said, well, my sources say ARM tablets will only run the Metro Start interface, and they won't have full Windows. And Microsoft has decided that that's what they have to do. They have to make a decision, and they've decided the ARM tablet, the Intel tablets might
Yeah.
still do both, because they can do both.
I think that makes
So
a lot of sense.
I talked to some people at Microsoft about this, and there's much that we talked about that I can't repeat. But this is like a point for them, and I started thinking about it pretty deeply. There's going to be two different things.
Yeah.
There has to be two different things. I just don't think you should be I just don't think they should both be Windows things.
Right.
I mean, I think the tablet should be something else. I think they should be an iPad.
Yeah, that should be a mobile product.
But I think they should be called. I actually think it'd be really exciting if Microsoft said, "We've got something new. This isn't the Windows that you know. This isn't even really Windows. Like this is something else. This is brand new. It's for tablets. It's for devices that are kind of."
But Ballmer is adamant that everything is Windows.
Which is a huge
I think it's a
strategic
I think it's a
mistake.
mistake. Guess what isn't Windows? The Xbox. Guess what rules?
No, I was just thinking
the
about
Xbox.
when you guys were talking about Xbox and Windows Phone. I was like, Windows box. How great would that be?
You know they toss it around.
I got one for you.
Yeah, like every
Windows X.
Oh, God.
Yes,
That's pretty good.
Windows X.
Dude, that'd be great. The tablet and the Xbox run Windows X.
Yeah.
The desktop and laptops.
And no. You
Run
could even
Windows.
say I would even say Windows Phone, Xbox. You start calling Xboxes whatever it is, Windows X.
Right.
Tablets, Windows X, and then everything else is like Windows Classic
Or
basically.
Windows 8.
Windows 8.
Right.
You know, and then Windows. They should also do Windows Enterprise, which has nothing to do with Windows 8, and they
Right.
don't. And it's like whatever the enterprise
Which is-
needs.
it's
Which just looks like
NT. It's
XP.
Windows NT.
It's just XP.
Well, actually, there were some interesting reports. That's actually not so inaccurate. The thing about the Enterprise and XP.
No,
so there were some interesting reports about,
I know.
like analyst reports and IT strategy reports, where Microsoft has a big job of selling Windows 8 when it comes out next year, because all of the big corporate environments have already done Windows 7, and they're like tired. Like it was a big transition.
Well, they
Went from XP to 7,
They had to install a ton of new graphics cards.
pretty
They'll
much,
wait for Windows 9,
or whatever that.
which
looks
will
like.
all run in a browser.
Right, but like
In the cloud. A browser in the cloud.
Like no, a browser running Silverlight that's connected to the cloud.
That's right.
Right, but like even like basic stuff, like an Office gets updated.
Right.
Like I know,
Well, and
I
see-
know like IT consultants, and they say things like when they update Office to the ribbon interface, like we had to do tons of training. It was really
Right.
expensive to teach.
people
like,
are stupid.
All the admins
Hey.
and like executive people in the world,
Which is actually
who are
funny
old
because
to use
Ribbon
the new Office.
Ribbon is designed for stupid people.
Right,
Like,
but
it's like
they're-
it's UI designed to like be blatant about how to use all the functions.
Yeah, you've
just
been
don't
on
get
about
it.
this for a while,
What?
but no, people
Dude,
people
I was
know what they know,
I was
right? They don't want to
using
learn new
Paint
things.
The other day, actually today,
what
or
You're
yesterday?
unstuck
He's
from
losing.
time.
He's losing his.
on Windows 7, the
days.
Ribbon, they've much improved Paint in Windows 7, I have to say. But the Ribbon interface is horrible. It's just horrible.
Just get it all out there. Just get it all out there.
Here's the thing.
Let me ask you a question.
Try to find save as.
Is it like poison?
Try to find save. It's like poison. It's a lot like poison.
Thank you. Thank you. You know what? I honestly, no, and it needs an.
Although you know what's funny is that
Windows
I know
X.
it's coming.
why we had
Windows
to,
X.
why we had to sub in the B team Miller Ross, as who I love and I'm
B.T.
related
Miller?
to.
That is so harsh.
You did refer to him as BT Miller. So you don't love him that much.
No, not a lot, but just a little bit.
Yeah.
I haven't touched my Xbox in a while because I do all my games on PC now on Windows 7.
Ooh.
Nice. Oh, you just rebuilt your Windows rig, right?
No, I built that a while ago.
I just want. Can I just say? I would like to just. Can I just say? I just want to make sure everybody understands what just happened.
Right.
Yeah.
Paul Miller,
Yeah.
who built, right?
Yeah.
And regularly uses
Right.
a Windows machine.
Right.
Just said.
Paint.
And I-
paint.
and I-
But he said paint.
No. He said.
It was paint.
You were talking about the ribbon.
Yeah, the ribbon in general.
You said it's like poison, right?
Yeah.
And the ribbon's coming everywhere to Windows 8 on the desktop.
I don't think it's like poison. By the way, there's like a forum topic that started like the first day that we launched, and it's like still going. People are like jumping on.
Oh, it's about to get a
my
lot,
one
a lot
hilarious
stronger in there.
podcast comment. All I was saying is I don't care for a lot of the interface elements, and that they are slowly killing me. That's all.
I mean,
like
you don't need a lot
somebody
of
slipping a
it's
little
not like
strychnine
you
in
don't
your
have to
coffee
make-
every morning.
You don't have to eat 3 meals a day of poison to die.
That's
You
right.
just need a little bit.
A little
So a
bit of
drop.
poison, like just a drop, can do it. Next thing you
terrible.
know, funeral for.
I mean,
Josh
I have to say,
Topolsky.
look, it's funny because I don't think they should call the Xbox Windows X. I don't think I should think they need to get away from the word Windows entirely. I think they need to say this
dude,
is our new operating
Okay,
system.
they got the Xbox.
I agree with you.
Xbox and
I
the
think
X-
Windows
the
has hurt them.
Xpad.
I think Windows Phone has. I've said this for a long time, but I do believe calling it Windows anything has hurt them in the phone space.
Right.
I think if they'd have called it like Metro,
Metro's a great
Microsoft
name.
Metro.
Yeah, That's
like
a
this is our
terrific
new.
thing.
This is our new. It's phone. It's nothing. It's like it isn't Windows. It's something totally different because it isn't Windows. It's something totally different. They could say, yeah, we brought, just like with the iPhone, they were like, yeah, it's mobile Safari, but it's iPhone OS. It's not OS 10.
Right.
I mean, yeah, it's this kind of variation or whatever.
Well,
But
at the very beginning, they said it was OS 10, but and then it didn't have a name for 4 years. Remember?
people
They just called it iPhone OS.
Yeah.
But even when it was on the iPad, they called it the iPhone OS. Like they were hesitant to
I think
brand
up
it.
until the iPad they called it, and they changed it.
They changed it with iOS 4.
Did they?
Yep.
I thought it was with 3.
Was it with?
I think it was whenever they released the iPad. I'm sure here can. I don't remember.
Nerds.
Look, I'll be honest. I can't keep track of every name every time they change a
It's
name.
3.
It was 3. That's what I thought. Okay, well, I stand proven corrected. You stand corrected. How dare you?
But I do want to say the shift to
This thing is really over
this
my
is
face.
true-
I just realized it's like
If this is true that ARM is going to be completely different, it's kind of weird because the very first time Microsoft showed us Windows running on ARM, they showed us that you could run Microsoft Office.
this is bothering
This is
you.
getting really weird.
You look
over
really
there.
upset about.
Like,
What's
I don't know what's happening.
I'm just trying to get a clear
are you
shot.
doing?
Just getting a clear shot. I just realized that my whole. It's like I'm like a.
Look,
Yeah.
your head is blocking our camera now.
What are you talking about?
Who's more important?
Oh yeah, you're right. Ew. Sorry. Who is more important, Paul? You tell me. I don't know.
It's something I ask myself every day.
Something I ask myself every day.
Yeah.
Who's more important, Paul Miller or Josh Topolsky? That's kind of the thought that I wake
Well,
up with.
Paul's answer is BT Miller.
B team.
B team.
Not he's like not B team Miller. I can tell you that. At the very least, I know one thing. It isn't the B team. Don't have to worry about that guy. Ross, what's his name?
I'm so sorry, Ross.
Yeah, sure.
It's terrible.
Yeah. All right, we should wrap it up.
We should wrap it up. That's it. That's all we
Okay.
got. We should talk about what's happening tomorrow.
Goodbye. Oh yeah, tomorrow. Big stuff, exciting stuff. So great. I'm getting my hair cut.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'll
Talk to
give
you
you
guys
shoes.
later.
Yeah.
You getting shoes?
I think
That's
so.
cool. So tomorrow, second episode of On the Verge, which is our big video show that we do. It's in Lower Manhattan, 7 o'clock tomorrow night. You can find information about it on the website right now. But we have a pretty interesting guest. We have John Gruber from Daring Fireball, who at times I have been friendly with.
Yeah.
We've had some words.
It's going to be a good show.
I like him a lot, though. He's a good guy. He's a smart guy. I mean, I don't agree with him on a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
I do agree with him on other things, though.
Yeah. Yeah, he buttered us up today. He had some high praise.
No,
for
he
us.
said something. He said some very nice stuff about us today, and I'm hoping that he's being sincere and he's not just feeling like
he's
flattered that we invited him.
Our
on the
guard
show.
is down. He's going to show up with a
No,
machete.
he's going to shine. No, but tomorrow he's going to post something about how terrible the Verge
Yeah,
is.
he's gonna show
You
up
don't
and be
know.
like, "They brought
But
me in."
Anyhow, but he's a smart guy. He has a lot of really interesting stuff to say. I mean, a lot of people don't agree with him. A lot of people do agree with him. When you talk about people who have a clear allegiance to a brand,
Yeah.
No, he's the Paul Thurrott of Apple.
or is Paul Thurrott the Gruber
I think Paul
of
Thurrott was doing it
Microsoft?
first.
Well, whatever. You know what I mean.
I just want to be the BT Miller of Google.
B team, Google
I
guy.
don't know what that means. It sounds
Anyhow, it's going to be interesting. We're going to talk to him about the industry. We're going to talk to him about Apple, a post Steve Jobs Apple.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Android, I'm sure.
good. Yeah, I
gonna
mean,
be-
he's a man with a lot of things to say. And
He has-
a lot of actually very smart things
He
to
has
say.
opinions.
So we're,
I like people with opinions,
yeah.
no matter what they are, even if they're hateful. Even if they're just calling everybody B Team Miller. It's fine. It's cool. Not a big deal. I still respect you.
For the people asking, I don't think we're going to be doing live streams.
We're not live streaming.
Yeah.
We're not live streaming, and I don't know if we're going to for the new show. I mean, there are things that are cool about doing it live, and there are things that are not cool. Like for us, doing it live means not messing it up in any way.
Have you seen our podcast?
Now, our pilot episode was like kind of a very much like, all right, let's stop, reset. We need to fix some things.
Yeah.
I think the next show we probably will do it straight through live. I
hope so.
I think right now we've got so much that we're juggling. It's like an added pressure to do a live stream.
Right.
And, we're going to turn it around the next day. Right? Right, guys? What? Monday. I don't think so.
Saturday.
Saturday. I think we should do it on Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday is the day after Friday.
Saturday is typically
Typically.
the day after Friday.
Yeah. Sunday comes after that.
Yep. Usually.
Sorry.
Usually.
I just think
Fun.
the podcast,
Fun.
we do it live and it's
Fun.
rambling and we talk to the
Fun.
chat room and we do it for 2 hours.
People are like
3
really
hours.
upset about just. Are you guys watching Ustream? Do you see what's happening in there? They're not happy about the idea of Monday, so it's got to be Saturday.
Yeah,
Sorry, everyone. Sorry, but you're working Saturday.
it's happening.
People are really... Somebody just said Josh is hot. I like that person, whoever they are. I respect them. I don't think they have very good vision, but I like what they had to say.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. We should wrap up. That is the Vergecast for the week. If you'd like to get in touch with us, you can email us at podcast@theverge.com. You can leave a comment. What is going on?
You.
You've cursed me.
Ruined you.
You can leave a comment in the comment section of the post when it goes up. We always love that. You can also find us on Twitter. It's a new service that everybody's using. Oh, we didn't talk about Twitter. We're not going to talk about Twitter.
We're not going to talk about Twitter.
It got a redesign.
Yeah, it's nice.
Still don't like the Android app.
Yeah.
You can find us on Twitter. The Verge is at Verge. Nilay is Reckless.
It's me.
Paul is Future Paul. I'm Joshua Topolsky. Ross Miller is...
Oh no, Roscoe.
I hate that Twitter name, man. It's so hard to think. It's like bingo for me.
Yeah.
Oh no, Roscoe. That's
Yeah.
OHNO.
N-O. One S.
ROSCO.
Yep.
You think there's an E on the end? There ain't. There ain't an E on the end. That's like the name. That's like a follow up to Moby's. Moby had a record called "Everything Begins with an E" or a song.
Yeah.
The follow up is you think there's an E on the end. And that's it. That's it for us. We're done. Right?
Rock and roll.
You're like, I want to make sure Joanna doesn't jump
She's
in
gonna
here.
come sprinting over.
She's like
here.
actually gone. She left the office.
Did she really?
You want to
I
make
can't
sure she
see.
doesn't leave her house,
waiting.
get into
Rock
a
and roll.
cab, show up at the door, come in, and say rock and roll right before you do.
Yeah. She does it. She
Now,
calls
is
me
that
up
the
in the middle of
actual
the night.
ending? Do you have to say rock and roll now?
Rock and roll.
No, they can. They'll just cut that in. You know, Trent is Trent here still?
Trent's here.
Trent, will you be able to cut that in? No. He said no. No.
All right. That's all.
All right,
over.
that's it. Rock and roll.